You guys, welcome to the channel. If you guys are new, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button, notification bell, and give me a thumbs up if you guys have already subscribed. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Welcome back. Today may only just be for my family, might only just be for me. Maybe it's, I don't know, something for my family to look back on, I don't know, later in life. I'm not sure. I'm not sure. When I heard "Be Great" the other day, "Be Great," I kept hearing "Be Great," and I went and I Googled it in Spanish. "Say bueno." It was speak about me, speak good about me. So I didn't have to be told twice to do that. That's easy. That's easy. I got 1Corinthians13 for I started getting that a week ago. Thursdays when I started getting that. And it's like really kind of stuck out to me because I don't read the Bible. I have a Bible. I don't read it very often. You know, sometimes I look things up. But I don't hit my Bible up very often. So it was kind of strange that I was getting 1 Corinthians 13 verse 4 says, "Love is patient and kind. Love does not envy or boast. It is not arrogant or rude. It does not insist on its own way. It is not irritable or resentful. It does not rejoice at wrongdoing, but rejoices with the truth. Love bears all things, believes all things, hopes all things, endures all things. Love never ends." There's a discussion on this, and it says that love is the common denominator in how we relate to God, to others, or to ourselves. And that was sticking out with me too, with that "be great."
As followers of Christ, love is our trademark. You know, I don't think that you have to be a follower of Christ, but I always view the Kundalini awakening as the Christ consciousness for sure. This really stuck out to me too in this discussion that love is a tricky word. It's most often understood as an intense feeling of deep affection. Biblically, love has a much deeper and richer meaning. It transcends a feeling or emotion. This is what we see in Corinthians 13. Paul tells us that love isn't merely a feeling, but a way of relating to others. While most of us are fairly familiar with 1 Corinthians, slowing down to read it empowers us to enjoy subtle beauties we may otherwise miss. I was saying, stop and smell the roses. um, in this timeless passage on love, Paul uses poetic symmetry to deepen his point. He lists 8 things love embraces and 8 things love resists. And so I'm not even going to go into that, but that be great, you know. And I kept hearing that it's like be great. It was more than just be great, and I didn't know what it was. My voice was so shaky every time I would say "be great." So where is this coming from? And I keep hearing that, and you know, I ended the live stream, and I took my daughter to her job interview, and we left there, and on the way home, we stopped to pick up food. And this is close to my sister's house, my brother-in-law's house, and um, my daughter noticed this rainbow. It wasn't just like a regular rainbow though; it was like a circle. I put the pic. I'm like, I gotta take a picture of that, and it didn't really come out, really well. But I took a picture of it, and it's on my community wall. Mm. And I told my daughter, I'm gonna Google the spiritual meaning of that. But we decided to go in and order the food, and we did, and we come back out to my vehicle, and both of us had left our phones out there, and my mom had called, my mom would call my daughter, and my daughter called my mom back, and it was on speaker, and she went into the story of what happened, and it's it's still not hitting my daughter and I that this accident that took place killed my brother-in-law. We're just kind of sitting there, and I don't want to. I said something, and my mom was like, "He died." And I'm like, there's a rainbow. That rainbow was significant because my stepdad died. There was a rainbow on on my son's birthday, the same day that my dad died on. There was a rainbow. This rainbow was different though, and I googled it, and it's halo rainbow. And I told my daughter, I said that makes sense because when when my brother-in-law crossed, he immediately got his halo. Be great. That because that is what he was. My brother-in-law was divine masculine, and there wasn't he was 1 Corinthians. It's like my brother-in-law, he didn't have to try to be good. He just was. He just was. And the most admirable, honorable quality he had about him that I recognized in him was his love for the kids, everybody's kids. This man, he took care of everybody's kids. He, he the first time I remember meeting him, and it wasn't a formal meeting, it was just seeing him. He was still married to his first wife, and my sister and I, we were at the elementary school that the kids went to. It was the fall festival, and there's the auction, you bid on stuff, and I can't remember if he bid on this bike for one of his sons, or if it was a raffle he won. I can't remember that part. It was so many years ago. And I just kept watching him. And I remember telling my sister, word for word, that's a good dad right there. That's a good dad. And then my sister told me who he was. That was her neighbor. My mom shared a story with me about him. Friday, yesterday. It's like the days are a blur. I don't know. And she was talking about how this my sister's oldest daughter, my niece, and my brother-in-law's oldest son, my step nephew, but at that time they weren't married. But the kids were friends, and they rode bikes together in the neighborhood. The kids they was like best friends. Them two was always together, right? And my niece, I don't know, her bike got busted up, or she was using one of the boys' bikes or something. Hers was, she couldn't ride it anymore. And my brother-in-law, which was not my brother-in-law, bought her a bike. That's the kind of things that he did for kids. That's those are the sort of things he did. That wasn't his daughter. That wasn't his stepdaughter's kid in the neighborhood. He loved her. Thursday, I was thinking about my daughter. She was little. She was little. Yeah, my daughter's going to be 18, and this was this was this was years ago. She couldn't ride a bike, like, because of because she can't feel her feet. She couldn't keep her feet on the pedals, right? My daughter was born with spina bifida, in case you guys don't know, and I tried everything. I tried everything to rig up something to where she could ride a bike, and nothing worked. And one year at Christmas, and at this point, my sister and my brother-in-law, they were married. And if they weren't married, they were living together. He took these those skates, we used to wear when we were little. You can put them on with shoes on, right? They weren't like regular roller skates. Little pink, I think they was Barbie, and he cut off the wheels, and he mounted that boot to this brand new tricycle that he bought, and she could ride a bike. And Santa brought that, and he to this day he would never take credit for building that for her. That's that's who he was. That's who he was. He, him and my sister, they owned their own business. He worked. He was a roofer. He was the boss, but he had to get afraid to get his hands dirty, and he worked. He worked every day. He worked. He'd come home on the weekends, and he's up at the ass crack of dawn taking these kids. Come on, let's go. Let's go. And there are days, he would have 7 kids after working his ass off all week. He'd take these kids. He would take Kylie. And, I remember a few times where I would tell him, not, my daughter wasn't difficult to handle, like that she was a bad girl. She was a sweet girl. Emotionally, she was easy to deal with. But when you've got 6 kids with you, and then there's another one that doesn't walk like the other ones, that does require a little bit more work, and you're one person, you've already got these kids. But now Tootie, and I said, you sure you want to take her? No, that's a lot. And Tootie's going. That's what we called her, Tootie. Tootie's going. That's the kind of guy that he was. He treated all the kids the same. He treated all the kids the same. He treated my kids the same as his kids. He treated my sister's kids the same as his kids. That's the kind of guy he was. Be great. He was great. My brother-in-law was from Mexico. He spoke Spanish. He spoke English. I wouldn't say that his English was broken because, he had been here for so long. I mean, he had been here since the 90s, so his English was really good. But there were certain things that, he would say, like in emotions, trying to articulate emotions in English. Like he knew what he was trying to say, but it wasn't coming out in English correct. So there were times I was like, "What? How you say?" And there's something about that. Be great, and maybe later on down the road, it'll come to me what be great means. It's not the first time I've channeled someone's final words. Maybe that was his final words. I don't know. Or that was just something that he was trying to tell me, but that's not the first time that's happened live on YouTube. And my mom's best friend, when her final words, I channeled them that night, and her daughter told me about it. It's like, wow. I was talking about how some things, we're just not supposed to know. We're not supposed to know certain things. And I was talking about it, it got these cards, and or if I tell you that this is your life, or this is how it's supposed to happen, or if God self came to you and said this is what it is, would you relax? Would you surrender to the process? I don't like reading for death. I feel like when I see it in readings, I feel like it's almost like playing God or something. That's not my place to go into death. One, just because I see it doesn't mean it's going to happen today. It doesn't mean that it's going to happen next week. It doesn't mean it's going to happen next month. And and I've done it before. And I regret that I discussed it in a reading, because it might not even be that person. And what does it even matter talking about it? I mean, we're all going to die anyway. Why talk about that in readings? Brace yourself. That's, to me, it's not my place to do that. Every once in a while, I might bring it up or whatever, but I try to stay away from that. I was so crazy a couple of weeks ago trying to connect the dots on all these names and on all these names and people. Hey, Erica, I was thinking about you this morning, and I was thinking about you last night. I smoke in here, right? So I went to open the door. There's fucking snow out there, girl. And I went to work for a little while last night. Man, yeah, I fucking broke down at work. I had to come home, but I was at work and my oh, that's awesome. That's so awesome. Congratulations. My my lead 1111. It's your numbers. There's your numbers. My lead supervisor at work, he said he was just on this rampage with these other guys. I wasn't really paying no attention to what he was talking about. I was just in the zone or whatever. And he said, and another, yes, geez, what you been working for? That's what you've been working for. He said, and I don't watch the news, Eric. I don't watch the news. He's like, and another hurricane in Florida. What the fuck? And then I stopped, and I remember reading what you typed, and I was like, that I missed that. I mean, I read it, right? I read it, but it's I missed it. I missed it. But I was thinking about you last night, and then I was thinking about you this morning. I saw the snow. I was talking about well I was talking about the first time I met my brother-in-law, right? And how I noticed how great he is with kids. Um, I know, Erica, that maybe that's just for my family, but I went batshit crazy with that. Remember that video I did, and I don't even know if you were there or not. And I was getting names and dates and trying to connect these dots, and even after I did it, and then I didn't know if I should do it or not. And Millie said, well, if that's not it, it'll come back up. And then it came back up, and I just kept saying to Stacy, you're just being crazy right now. Just leave it alone. Leave it alone. And I didn't do another video about it. But the dreams didn't stop. The dreams didn't stop. The names didn't stop. And that video I was doing Thursday, Erica, and I was saying, we're being protected by not knowing things. And little did I know, my brother-in-law was crossing over during that video. And looking back on 1 Corinthians, looking back on the dreams and then hearing the names, putting that together, he wasn't there, but he was being talked about. And it was him. Sometimes there's just things we're not supposed to know. It's weird too, Erica. He was Catholic. And I kept getting 1 Corinthians. My cat, she's trying to heal my heart right now, right? She knows when I'm hurting. I'm gonna pay for this later because I'm allergic to her. And then the 1 Corinthians. Okay, I think I'm not 100. I'm not 100, Erica. But I think he hung that up in their house. This is, my sister and I and my biological brother and I, we fell out. My brother-in-law died on my biological brother's birthday, but with my brother-in-law, I mean, we spent a lot of time together, a lot of time. It was, I mean, when I remember we sat down, I was like, "You're my brother." He's like, "You're my sister." And I don't think he ever got in the middle of what was happening in the family dynamic, but it still kind of kept us not seeing each other. The last time I seen him, it was the day after Christmas last year. I worked Christmas Eve and Christmas Day, and I took the next 2 days off, and I was sitting on the front porch drinking some Bud Lights. My brother-in-law and I, we've drank plenty of beers together, right? Yeah, mucho cerveza. Poquito, muchos, no, poquito, muchos. When I started trying to learn how to speak Spanish, I took some classes and I say things back to him. He'd correct me, he'd correct me. Mhm. He he stopped out here that day, and Merry Christmas, Merry Christmas. And I said, I don't stay away because of hate. You know that, right? Like I gotta have to do that for me, but mm, it's not hate. I know. I love you. I love all y'all. I don't stay away from for that. I got to get away from the drama. It went on for too long, Erica. It was going on for way too long, and it was just taking. It was just too much. Feliz Navidad. Mm. He told me that too. Feliz com, Campianos. Very, very, and I was starting to feel trauma bonded in it. And I was starting cumpianos. I was starting to develop hate towards my family, and I didn't want that. And even with my brother, my biological brother, I said horrible things to him. Um, but my brother-in-law out there that day, he's like, "You still reading?" I've read my brother-in-law. I see some shit too, like, whoa, dude. And he was great. He was great. It was more than decent. He was great. Go back, Erica. Go back to the beginning and listen to things that he did. I mean, Erica, he would come over here. This is crazy too, because I hadn't thought about him. I don't know, maybe for like a month or so. But in the beginning, when Millie and I was talking, and she said she just cleaned the tub, well, I had just cleaned my tub too. And what I noticed, I was in there cleaning the bathroom. You clean around the toilets and stuff. There was water leaking from the toilet, and I went, Oscar. I just laughed. He installed that toilet in there, Erica. He installed that toilet, and I didn't know he was gonna do it right. It it what he did, he fucked up the back one. So the one that's in my bedroom, like that one, the one in my bedroom, I can go in there and pee and flush, but she can't take a shit in there because it doesn't suck down right. And it had only started happening when he installed that first one. But I didn't, I never got mad at him about it. Matter of fact, Eric, I don't even think I told him. I'm pretty for sure I told my sister, and she was like, "No." I was like, "He did fuck it up." My sister's friend was sitting there. I was like, I didn't tell him. The thing about it is, he would come over here and he would do things. I mean, he would do things when I wasn't at home, and I started figuring it out. It's because if I was here, I would pay him. And I'd take my money. But if we was face to face, you're gonna take that fucking money, right? You're gonna take that fucking money. He was the one to put the roof on my house. He made the adjustments on Kylie's wheelchair ramp when it was falling apart. My front window after that storm, he fixed that. Never leak again. I mean, you know, Erica, he barely knew me and loaned me like $600. And even like when I went to pay him back, he was like, not going to take, no, you fucking take that money back. I haven't felt him, I haven't felt him around, Erica, but when I went back and I was watching Thursday's reading and I was so emotional Thursday. I was so emotional, and then that be great. Like that's something that he would have said, but there would have been like there's something more to it, be great. And then with the 1 Corinthians, I have to face my family at this memorial. And I have not been around my family in years. And oh, it just seems like when his mom passed away, yes, Erica, because yeah, when Oscar's mom passed away, one of my gifts, Erica, it does surround death. It does surround death. As far as the stuff with being a medium and all that, that's gotten stronger, over the years. But and my family knows that death is a big one. And I remember my mom was asking me if I felt um, Oscar's mom crossing, and I said no. But she was in Mexico, and I never met her. I didn't know her, but her name was Victoria, and that was one of the names I was getting last week. Erica was Victoria, but Victoria is also my niece's middle name, his daughter. That's her middle name. And it was like, because I was like, Victoria, Vanessa, Valerie, Victoria. I kept getting that, and I still wasn't piecing it all together. And I was trying to stay away from it. I was trying to stay away from it because, like I said, that last one just, my kids were really patient and sweet with me about it, but it's like I was acting like a fucking nut job trying to piece that shit together, but the more I try to stay away from it, the more then it started coming in my dreams. And I still, I wasn't piecing it. That he wasn't there, but yet he was being talked about. And then, I don't know, just getting so emotional Thursday. So emotional Thursday. Thing of it is, we weren't supposed to, some things we're not supposed to know. Erica, he asked me last year, the day after Christmas, if I was still reading. Yeah. He said, I need a reading. I said, okay. Vamonos. But he never came back for the reading, and that was the last time I saw him. And the thing of it is, I would have seen it. It's little things, it's just been little things, Erica. I don't know if you can see that or not, but that wax burner, that's a Day of the Dead wax burner. I don't have anything Mexican in my house. Nothing. I just bought that right before Halloween. I've never even celebrated November 1st. That's Mexican. And I don't mean that like, oh, snobby, like that's Mexican. I just, that's not, I never celebrated that, but I bought that. And the wax burners I bought is spirit offerings. And everything was leading up to it. But that was kind of like the point, Erica. There's sometimes we just ain't supposed to know. That's protection. Think about that. If I would have known, even standing over here at the sink, and I mean, I felt like I had been hit by a fucking Mack truck, and it was one of those trucks that carry fuel that ran into him and kept going. He was in Mexico when it happened. It was a United States um, fuel carrier truck hit him and ran. I don't know the actual time of his passing because my sister and I were not, yes, we're not in communication, but about the time that I was saying, be great, is about the time it happened. And yeah, great is what he was. And this, this is my brother-in-law. That's the only picture I have of him. And then that was my niece. He had boys, he wanted a little girl, and that's probably why he was so good with Kylie, because he wouldn't talk about people, but he knew that Kylie's biological father was just not around, and he was so good to her. I talk about that in the beginning, Erica. Go back and listen. He was so good. Yeah, and he 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 understood my gifts very well, because I think he had them too, like with his pineal gland. He taught me how to get the negative energy out of you, rubbing the egg across the pineal gland, and we talked about different things. And he he was he was working with someone that had gifts, and he called her the witch. I was like, the who? The witch doctor. I was like, oh. He's like, she's telling me things. He his aura was so different. This man is, I can't, Erica, I can't say enough good things about him. He was good to my sister. He was good to my sister's kids. You know, it's my sister and I aren't in communication. And I know she is heartbroken right now. He he was very in tune with the spiritual realm. Very in tune with the spiritual realm. You know, Eric, I talked to him about my twin flame and the twin flame connection, and you know, some of the things that I was experiencing. He listened. On the, we spent so many holidays together. The holidays, I would miss my twin the most during the holidays. I don't know why. And my brother-in-law knew that. You know, he knew that, and then I didn't have to tell him. He would. It's okay. No, Erica. In fact, you know, when I was really getting a lot of shit from my family, and he sat down next to me. He's like, "Why did they do that? Why did they do that to you?" And he said he was like the sweetest woman I ever met. He said, "I don't understand." He was super cool. He was super cool. We've been on vacation together. We've partied together. We've cooked out together. He bought the carne asada. I bought the Bud Light. we went we went to a holiday world. Is in Indiana. Is in Indiana. It's about a 40-minute drive. And I mean, Kentucky Kingdom's right here in Louisville, right? But we all decide, and I mean, shit. Some of us even had, some of us, some of us even had. She knows, she knows when my heart hurts, Erica. She does, and she's on me. I didn't get his rice recipe. He made his rice. Oh my god! And I'll pay for this later because I'm allergic to her. I'll be like coughing and shit, but she's loving on me. Um, we we all drove up and we took separate vehicles. We took separate vehicles. Hell, even when we drove to South Carolina, we took separate vehicles, and I rode in the front seat with my brother-in-law down to or no, was that on the way? That was on the way back from South Carolina. I rode with him. We went to North Myrtle Beach, and um, but we rode to up to Indiana to Holiday World, and they had this roller coaster called Thunderbird. It's badass though, right? And we were like, we're gonna sit on the front seat, right? Look, you see, he's a big dude, right? You see, he's a big dude. He's a big dude. He was a big guy, big hands, big. He was big. Oh, we're gonna ride in that. We're gonna ride. Each, each. We're gonna ride on the front seat. And the thing about this Thunderbird, it's kind of you're hanging. The track is on the top. And he would say to Erica, "Be happy, be happy, you're happy, you're happy." It was cool, like the other side of the pillow, cool. I told him one time I loved him more than my own brother. That was that was private. I don't know if I even should have said that out loud. And then it's like he died on my brother's birthday. we're going to get on the front seat of this ride, right? And the ride, so your feet are hanging and it shoots you out of the cabin. And the first thing it does an upside down loop. And they tell us because the loop is so big, it might wind us back down. We might not be able to complete the loop. Go get you. I'm going to give her to my daughter. I'm going to give her. Look, she's a baby. She's a baby, but she thinks she's the mom too. Like she thinks that she's my daughter's mom, but then she thinks that I'm her mom. I know she does. Erica, we so the front seat, this on the front row of the roller coaster, right? The seats they're more narrow, and they have like seats, because if you're big, you might not be able to fit on them. I was like, well, go ahead and sit on there and make sure that you're not too big for the front row because we're gonna ride a fucking front row, right? He's like, I don't need I can fit in that. I can fit in that. So we wait in this long ass line. We finally get up there and it fucking won't close on him. And I'm just like, dude, I told you to. So we had to sit in the second row, but I was like, your fat ass wasn't gonna fit, And we had that thing. We would like siblings, we had that thing like siblings. And then there was only one time that we ever had a dispute, and looking back on that, fuck, we just drove for 13 hours. He was tired, and blah. It's like, yeah, get a blah on me, motherfucker. That was, that was the only one time that was. He was the greatest, be great. But I feel like the way, yeah, I feel like that be great, Erica. Yes, he was saying be great, but I feel like that I feel like it was more broken English, and maybe later on I'll know what that means. It's like, you remember when I was saying that and it was like it wasn't coming out right in my throat. I don't know. I think it. I'll know one day. So yeah, I just be great, be great, be great. It's this weird thing too. Was like he never stopped, Erica. He was always going, always going. He was great. He was great. He was so good with them kids. He was spoiling them kids rotten, right? Spoil them. And when the boys got older, well, then they would have to work for their money, right? Whether that was cutting grass or whatever. He made the boys work, but he'll pay them good. He did. He'll pay them good. He was spoiled and so rotten. And I remember, my sister would get her panties in a wad over it. I'm like, let him do that. He He's a good dad. He's a great dad. There are so many dads out there that are bum bitches, deadbeat dads. Let him do, which he didn't give a fuck. He was going to do it anyway. He probably go behind my sister's back and do shit. Yeah, just not because he, was afraid of her. He just probably just didn't want to listen to her mouth. He would do what he does, right? He did. He did. You know, he and I had conversations, private conversations about her. Her and I had private conversations about him. Let him stop that. Stop that. You know, one of the things when I filled out when I filled out the paperwork when he was going up for that last what do you call that, where he's trying to get legal, and I filled out why he needed to be here, and just even like his court ordered child support was something like ridiculous, right? And I remember and then not only was he paying a ridiculous amount of child support, he never fought that. He never fought that. And my sister always thought, yes, the immigration status, yeah. He never fought that. And my sister always thought he should fight that because also too, the shoes and the clothes and the everything else that he was buying. And I told my sister, I was like, just because me and you got, let me make sure I word this right. Some dads will pay child support and think that that's their part and they don't have to do anything more, So, okay, they paid their child support. Now mom calls, well, she does need, um, new shoes for soccer practice, or, she needs this instrument for, you know, band band practice. What? Well, that I paid my child support. So a lot of dads, and some don't pay no child support, right? And some dads, well, I mean, that's what the child support's for. No, it's the, so he didn't look at it like that. He didn't look. He paid his child support. That paid the electricity, the groceries, the necessities, and then he did extra. And that was one of the things that would try to explain to my sister, where she's like, all this money is going out. I'm like, let him do that. Not all dads do that. And he wants to. He was good to everybody. He was good. That's a good dad. That's a good dad. That's like a man holding a door open for another woman, and you get mad at your dude for being a gentleman, right? So there was, you know, he was dude. Be great, be great. He was great. He was great. So yeah, just want to honor my brother-in-law today. He was great. He was he was only about 6 months older than me, 4 months older than me. Is that what I need to do? Be great. And on my new tarot cards that Kylie's supposed to be designing for me. Maybe I'll just design them for myself. But I thought, if she designed them, then just she could sell them. I could show them on here, and if I have other readers that watch, she could sell them. Put that on a T-shirt. it on that card. I'll tell her that. For 1 Corinthians, respecto. Man, thank you, Erica. Yeah, thank you. Soon as we saw that, soon as we saw that halo rainbow Thursday, that circle rainbow, I told I told Kylie he got his halo immediately. He did not. He got it immediately. Immediately. It was there. He earned that here. He was an earth angel here. He brought so much goodness to so many people. It's almost like he to go so young, and the only thing that I can wrap my mind around it, because I kept thinking I can't wrap my mind around this, not him because he's too good. The only thing that like I can make sense out of that is because he kept going and he kept doing, like he was trying to do it all in such a short amount of time, and he impacted so many people. He was such a big role model in my nephew's life. My nephew's life. My nephew's biological father. There was some issues there, and my brother-in-law was big in making sure that my nephew had. My brother-in-law was big in my son's life and my daughter's life, and I think it's kind of weird too that my my son is a Marine, my nephew is a Marine, and my brother-in-law died on the Marine's birthday. I know it's the kids and my sister that's and my mom too. My mom too. He would go, okay, Nana. He would. Erica, we won't be sitting there, right? My sister and my mom would just say something fucking ridiculous, and we would be like behind their backs. Okay, Nana. My sister's name is Melanie. Okay, Melanie. She would know too. My sister would know. She'd turn around. Just give me the finger behind my back. No. So I don't know. I don't know. Maybe had 3 people in the chat with 2 thumbs ups. That's actually down 2 because one of those thumbs up is mine. Don't cost nothing to hit the thumbs up, y'all. It's free. I don't know. Maybe this is I don't know, something that the kids look back on in years to come. That how I don't know, or maybe I know y'all got that good stuff, that good stuff, and just some good juju's my family's way, because the kids are devastated. The kids are devastated. Kylie didn't get up and go to school Friday. My son was on the phone, like crying, emotional. Um, the kids and my sister, their hearts are broken. My heart is broken. So I'm going to pull a spiritual card on this, and maybe a goddess card on this, and then I'm gonna wrap it up. Independence, work, independence. He worked. He worked. Yeah, and I mean, my brother-in-law, we never like got tore down or anything, but we knocked some beers out, We drank together. It was either Bud Light, Corona, or Modelo. That's what we drank, and he if we'd go into the little Mexican grocery store, the little Spanish grocery store. That's where he will get the carne asada, and we would make sure to take we would take turns on, I'm by the Bud Light, he bought the meat, whatever. He bought the vegetables, I bought the fruit. Mad cool. Mad cool. The coolest. He did, and he wouldn't talk bad about anybody, Erica. He wouldn't. He wouldn't. He just that was not his way. And I mean, even this one reading I did for him, right? And he had somebody that was backstabbing him, right? And he wanted me to look at it, and we looked at it, and this is what he's doing, and this is what's going on, and this was a situation, and he's like, oh, I know what I need to do. But even that, where with me, this motherfucker, right? He was like, I know what I need to do. And he fired him. I don't even think he wanted to. I think because the good ones will get taken advantage of, right? The good ones will get taken advantage of. He was probably an empath. Hardship and courage. Compassion at the bottom of the deck. It was one of those cards too that, it was coming out. It's coming out. And that Thursday reading, be brave. Courage, divine courage is not the absence of fear, but a nudge that says, keep going, do it, don't worry. He used to say that to me, don't worry, don't worry, don't worry, don't worry, Stacy. All will be well. You have to get quiet enough to hear it. Dear divine, may I feel your courage and your will. Hardship. May I embrace what's happening right now. As baffling or painful as it is. Help me, God, to trust where you are guiding me. I am yours. Whoa. Compassion. As you pray each day for a greater compassion, a new self is born, drawing new people and experiences. Dear Lord, help me feel ever deepening self acceptance. May I see myself as you see me. Put a let's put a goddess. Let's put a goddess on this. Be great. Autumn cards try to make his way out of there. There's too many. This one flipped over though. Journey. Your life is a sacred gift. And that remember Erica and Thursday's reading, the transformation card was there. The rabbit, the hare, he went through that sacred transformation from life to death, and it was a beautiful process. Give me one for the collective, please. What we need to know. Yeah. Hand of cards. Take a chance, risk, be strategic, options, not showing hand, gambling. Take a chance, risk, being strategic, options, not showing hand, gambling. Bottom of the deck is mask. Not showing true feelings, hide, personify, pretend, delude, gaslighting. Hand of cards. I just heard no one to hold them, no one to fold them, no one to walk away, no one to run. That's what I just heard. Girl talk, time with friends, moving on, happily single, living in the moment, having fun. Boat at the bottom of the deck, receiving what you need, progression, arriving, moving on, closure issues. Yeah, that's what I heard, Eric. That's what Kenny Rogers. That's what I heard. Let's put a song on this. I had to go listen. Yeah, Erica, and maybe I might go grab a couple beers, later, because I told Kylie that I'm gonna go down to the Mexican grocery store, the Spanish grocery store, and get some carne asada. I had bought this new like chopper thing, to chop up the vegetables and stuff. And I told her, I said, "Yeah, I've never cooked carne asada." He used to always, and I'm not a big meat eater. So I don't cook a lot of meat. But when he cooked and when he got that shit right, he got that shit so right, right? So I told her, I said, I wanna go buy that and try to cook it and maybe make some like fresh guacamole or pico or something. And um I don't know, maybe I drink a couple of Modelo's tonight. I don't know. I've been trying to back up off that. Yeah. Yeah, because if I get it right, Erica, if I get it right, that's what I'm cooking Thanksgiving. I mean, I can cook traditional Thanksgiving. Like I can throw down on that shit, but so much carbs and fuck. Yes, girl. Yes. Yes, he could throw down. It's like there wasn't nothing really he couldn't do. He came over here one day to light my pilot light, right? And my furnace and shit's back here behind the laptop. And I was like, he pulled the booklet that's there with the furnace. He pulled it out and he was reading it. I was like, "You know what you're doing?" And he turned around. He was like, "I'm oogly, not stupid." I said, "Okay, I'll leave you alone." I'm oogly, not stupid. Let's get a song. Let's get a song. That went flying. Do you believe in love? That Chicago. That's a song I was talking about, Erica. I couldn't remember the title of it. If You Leave Me Now, Chicago. That I had heard. Alone, Heart Follows. Um, when I heard that at work the same day, those two songs, it was the Everything I Do, Brian Adams, and the If You Leave Me Now. But fuck, I couldn't remember the name of the song. But I got Do You Believe in Love? Huey Lewis and the News. Now the feeling is beginning to grow, and the meaning is something you only know. If you believe it, take my hand, and I'll take your heart. And then that, and this is like looking back on some past readings and moving forward, because it's kind of like I was saying, Erica, like with these readings, it's not like I'm just trying to, flip a card and tell you, you're gonna get that job, or you're gonna get that money, or you're gonna get that soulmate. It's like I try to incorporate a lesson in it too, and knowing that we're human and we fuck up and we make mistakes and we do dumb shit sometimes, but each day we try to be better, right? And looking back, when I was saying, you know how you end a situation with people, one how we end things, it'll show integrity, right? But you end things and you end things bad, will you make it difficult for that comeback around? You make that difficult. So exiting the building with, you know, grace and dignity, it does hold that space for a comeback around. So if you're telling somebody to fuck off, fuck you, when that comeback around comes back around, it's harder. And I know that personally for myself, because the last time that I interacted with my biological brother, I said things, horrible things to him, horrible things to him. And the memorial service, I will have to face him. We got to be careful how we speak, even when we're hurt, even when it goes real deep, like, oh, you did that to me. I always kind of thought that there would be a time and a day where I could come face to face with him and apologize for the things that I said. Uh, If you leave me now, a love like ours is a love that's hard to find. How could we let it slip away? We've come too far to leave it all behind. How can we end it all this way when tomorrow comes and we both regret the things we said today? And so, yeah, that's what I'm trying to do here. Not just flip a card and and say, whatever, whatever, whatever. And you know, maybe it's just how I need to end my readings from now on. Be great, be great. Words, words are powerful. Words are powerful. If somebody punches you in the face, right? Ow, black, blue, whatever. And it'll hurt for a few days or whatever, and it heals and it goes away. But words stick up in there, words. And when I went off on my brother, I was trying to hurt him. And it's like the things that I had found out from his children, and instead of just looking at it like, you know, he was not equipped to handle things properly. Instead of just looking at it like that and not taking it personal, because it was so personal. I feel when it's family, it hits different, because your family, they know you. They know you. And it's like I told him, you don't even fucking know me. You don't even motherfucking know me. The things that was, it didn't give me a right to do that, to go there. I went low. I went low to where I said, I hate you. And it wasn't that, Erica, it wasn't that I hated him. I hated the way I felt. We have to, don't pop off. is a challenge. My sister and I, that it didn't end like that. It didn't end like that. And luckily, I didn't say some things to her that I was gonna regret. That was, she was like, "Wow," on me. So it's like, okay, well, at least that one's not so bad, right? I just walked away and never looked back, right? Like I didn't go low with her. I went low with my brother. I didn't go low with her. So coming face to face with her this week, and but my brother, I don't. I mean, I've used it like, I hate you. I can't stand you. I hate you. I can't stand you. There's like, I've done that, right? I've done that. I hate you. I can't stand you. I can't stand your face right now. And where I'm being irritated or whatever, but not like a true hate. But yeah, with my brother, I did. And I think Erica, just I had I had to get away from my family because I didn't want to hate my family. I love my family. I love my family. I hated what was happening and I hated what was going on and I hated what I was hearing. I hated that. Like, why are we doing that? Why are you doing that? And I over and over and over and we was just repeating cycles and repeating cycles and I had to step away. I had to get away from it. That's I don't know. I don't know if I'm making any sense right now, but that's I don't know. I don't know if that's making sense. I don't know if I'm making sense. I appreciate you being here today. Thank you. And I'm really excited for you. I'm really excited for you. This, you know, things working out, job and you know, it'd be a good fit for you, right? It's a Catholic school. Are you Catholic, Erica? It's your family Catholic. You gone, girl? I see y'all in here, but I see y'all in here, but maybe you dipped out. Anyway, congratulations, Erica, on the new gig. I'm happy for you. I'm glad you guys, missed that storm the other day. Thank you all for being here. Thank you for supporting me on my journey. Thank you for not judging me. Um, maybe y'all send some extra Philly good stuff to the kids and my sister. Um, they're some healing energy, some some peace of mind, some sense out of things that just don't make any sense. And Thank you. Thank you all so much for being here. And I'll see you guys next time. Thanks, you guys.